Starting the stream now. We should be receiving notifications about that. Have you written the description yet?
See?
What's the description say?
Stuff?
Anything good?
No.
It says you should really catch up.
What? I fucking saved that. Why is it doing this? Why is it doing it? I'm gonna go over here and check.
Damn it, Everett.
Some more shit. I apologize.
You bastard. You should really catch up on this week's episode of Talk. Welcome one of our favorite guests back to the show, Coery. Coery joins us today to talk over some of the craziest, most unbelievable, you should really catch up stuff.
Why is it, so it's just the... So, I guess I didn't update the title, huh?
Yeah. Ooh, Victor's first this week. What are you doing? Everett, what do you got going on, man?
I'm starting the show. I mean, with or without you. Wow.
Oh, you know who was first on the chat today in on Ocho? Rennie?
I'm surprised, man. Dude's on it.
I'm putting nice, Victor, but Rennie was first for my first show today, so he technically wins. Oh, yes. William Daniel. Hey. William Daniel. I wonder if that's...
We should have on the show is Ted Kennedy.
Ted Kennedy?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a bullet in my ass.
Same guy.
That guy? Why would we have Ted Kennedy on?
I think he'd be interesting to talk to.
Do you now?
He's got a cool voice.
Did you put we're going to be talking about the... No, you didn't.
I don't know. Once you edit it, then...
Look, goddammit.
I'll go in and edit it. I don't care. I'll edit the shit out of it.
Not on this
I'll redact
show,
things. I'll
Eric.
mark
I'm
things out.
first
They never
today.
happened.
What did you just say?
Nothing.
Redacted? You guys are ready to go early today. Yes, we are. Jordan, we are ready. I'm blaming that on Coery and his on-time stuff.
Thank you. Good sir.
We're used to being almost late. Hey, Brittany, there's Brittany. Brittany, hey, Brittany. Brittany.
I heard of her.
Oh, Brittany. Brittany, what's up, Brittany? Brittany, what do you know about some sports? Nothing good, I guess, huh?
Yeah, she's not talking back.
Right. I didn't hear you, Brittany. What'd you say? Why can't I hear her? How come we can't hear the people in the chat?
I don't know. It's kind of an inconvenience, really.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
I guess
it?
I'll figure that out for next week.
Yeah, please. That should be working. Been doing this a while now, Everett.
I know.
Get your shit together. What's good, people? What's good, Bob White?
Bob White, like the bird?
His name's Bob White.
I wonder if it is like the bird.
I
Ever
don't
heard
know,
of a
man.
Bob White the bird? That's what they say.
Never heard of Bob White.
That's
the bird.
their call. They kind of say like Bob White. That's what it sounds like. Come on, bro. I did nothing to deserve this.
Like that?
That was the cardinal you were trying to do.
Is that
so
right?
Like, yeah.
I don't know crap about sports, Brittany says. Well, Britt, tune in because you're
I
about
heard
to
her.
learn the...
I heard her.
She did. I heard her, too. I heard her that time. Maybe it came through. About to learn the who's, the what's, the ins, the outs, the do's, the don'ts. No. Brittany, do you get what we're trying to do here? We're going to talk about some sports conspiracies and some and about this tragedy that happened.
Did you spill your soda earlier this morning? Oh,
Oh, I did spill my soda. That was
it
terrible.
was a different tragedy.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
His
We
tripod
had a
just
mechanical
broke.
breakdown. Mechanical breakdown.
You know that a hook right on your monitor?
That's what that's
Well,
for.
I
isn't it?
don't want that. I don't want that.
Okay.
Because I want the deal. We're good. This
You
is
want-
perfect.
Trying to think of another way, but
No, this is perfect.
How's it going, the Mythium? Oh, it's going good, man. It's a pseudonym, Bob White. Bob White is a pseudonym. No shit.
It's Betty White, actually.
Oh, snap.
She's incognito.
Oh.
Barry White.
Can't get enough of your love, babe.
That was actually pretty good.
I've been living hard and working hard and shitting hard.
God damn.
Without spoiling it too much, is there an M. Jordan one here?
Yeah.
First of all, I'd like to tell you, take the bass out of your voice when you're talking to me, son. I don't appreciate it.
I
You're talking about my
actually
wife.
turned the bass up on my mic today.
Howdy, Texan. Howdy, Paulie boy. There will be a little something about M. Jordan there. Everett said he was looking into that a little bit earlier. Did you not?
If you're talking about Michael Jordan.
M. Jordan. No, not Michael. The M. Jordan.
Mark Jordan?
Yes.
I don't know him.
Myth I am. Ha.
I guess you guys didn't look into things like Magic Johnson.
Which part? Like his kid?
What about how he's had AIDS since the 80s?
That's a weird one.
And like,
We'll bring it up.
how's that fucking work?
He doesn't have AIDS.
Well, like HIV, I get it.
Or
but it's
that
like,
probably.
Huh?
Or that probably. HIV. Who's to say even has that? If you're listening, Magic.
He was to normalize it. It was a conspiracy to
Send us a message.
normalize it. If you're listening, Magic Johnson, I doubt Magic Johnson listens.
And you'd like to comment.
Thanks for the T-shirt, guys. Too small for me, but still love it. Hang it on your wall.
Calm down.
If you can't wear it, you got to do something with it.
Hang it on your wall.
Build a shrine to it.
Build a shrine to it? That's a little weird.
What's the topic today? The topic today, the Mythium, is going to be sports conspiracies, and with the side of current events. So we're going to talk a little bit about the shooting that happened. We're not going to get crazy about it.
2 minutes and we'll start the show. Sound good?
Yeah. Everett says 2 minutes.
Was Nicholas Cruz a patsy?
Yeah.
Was he? Question 3. Who is Nicholas Cruz?
Oh, man, that's the shooter.
Oh, see?
Jesus, E.
I told you guys I don't keep up on current events.
Patriots
you're
and the
fine.
refs on the payroll. Patriots and the refs on the payroll, Corey?
Yeah, man.
Yes, no, maybe
it's
so.
It's on my
We'll
list.
save it for the show.
Everett says it's on his list.
But it was more the question of, like, are the Patriots the dirtiest team to ever play the game?
Are they?
Bill Belichick. How do I reach these keys? You ever see that episode of South Park? Whenever
No.
he taught all the inner city kids to cheat like white people to get by in life?
No.
It's like you never see white girls have a baby. They get abortions, the ultimate cheat. It was a hell of an episode.
Wow.
Yeah, he was quoting Bill Belichick. How does Bill Belichick always do it?
I was going
Cheats
to
his
say,
ass
if
off.
you just want to push every boundary before the show even starts, we can.
Yeah, it was
You
good.
know what?
It was a good episode.
Is there an extra pin in this room?
Right here.
I have a marker. Sharpie.
He said
Got it.
pen.
Little pump, little dumps playing PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds right now.
It's a conspiracy that WWE isn't considered a real sport. Well, it's got a predetermined outcome.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Sports
consider that a
entertainment.
conspiracy.
Sports entertainment.
Good morning,
Not-
guys. Good
Hey,
morning,
you're talking to the right
ladies.
crowd when you want to have sympathy when it comes to wrestling, because we all love wrestling,
That's true.
but we're not going to concede that it's a sport.
No, that's why it's World Wrestling Entertainment.
Past tense. I mean, you guys don't love wrestling anymore. I don't love wrestling anymore. I know.
I still do in my
get
heart.
it, I
My
get it.
heart, the old school
I
I
wrestling.
love
heart.
everything that it should be in my heart.
A heart in my head.
I look at wrestling as what it was, not what it is. I don't
Yeah.
know what it is.
We'll even give the wrestling
You
crowd a
guys read
conspiracy
Reddit
theory.
AMA by a student that was in the class that got shut up by the Cruise kids.
I did
No,
not.
I did
I
not
missed
read the
that.
Reddit AMA. I kind of wish I would have. No, I didn't. That's rough.
Didn't know he was on there.
All right, well, I guess roll that beautiful beam footage, man.
Sounds fair.
18 in the clip and 1 in the hole. That's enough for me. Fucking coward, Nick Cruz.
There we go.
Is that better? I think so.
You're listening to Surreal Talk, a look inside the world of cults, conspiracies, and the paranormal.
You guys talking about
Something's not right, man. Something's not right. Something's bullshit here, and I don't believe it.
Never know. Honestly, this crazy shit could be completely possible.
What's up, Jay?
Disclaimer, we reserve the right to be wrong, ladies and gentlemen. You think you know the whole story? Think again.
Jay's on there.
Now your hosts, Eric and Everett.
Bottom.
Welcome to Surreal Talk, a look inside the world of cults, conspiracies, and the paranormal, a lineupmedia.fm production, and we are back. We are back, and it is a hell of a cold and shitty day today here in Edwardsville, Illinois. I just felt like I had a story to tell right there. I don't know what was going
What's
on.
the ending?
Sports
still-
conspiracies.
Oh, that's the ending.
That's the
Cool.
ending to the story. Yeah.
I'll say this: the weather today, this morning, was worse than it was last week, where we didn't do the show.
Yeah,
Plus, I didn't feel great last week either. So
This is true. But
this week we're going to finally do what we were going to do last week, Sports Conspiracy.
Yes.
And everything, I guess, that encompasses. Not everything. We're definitely not going to be all-encompassing.
But before we get into the sports conspiracies, we've got to talk about our extra special guest we have in the studio with us today. Today it is... Coery Smith.
That's what's
the one, the only.
Because YouTube ratings matter.
That's right. We bring back on the man that brings the ratings.
It is like TNA of the late 90s. They keep bringing me back. And once again, gentlemen, good to be with you.
Thanks for coming on.
And once again, as I said last time, Surreal Talk recently voted top 5 show, in my opinion.
Wow.
So,
Nice.
Again, always good to be
top
here,
5.
boys.
Can't beat that.
Well,
top 5 anything. How many is in the list? 6?
Let's not get into that's not what matters
6,
here.
Yeah. No shit, eh?
Anyway, good to be here.
So Corey's been on a couple of our shows before. If you remember the true crime show we did on Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
The wrestler who supposedly murdered his whole family, probably did.
Allegedly.
And we did another true crime episode with Corey about the West Memphis 3, which I thought was a great episode.
Mm-hmm.
I think we ended up on that one. They probably did it too.
Yeah,
So
that was
it's always on those true crime episodes. Yeah, it's
Wait a minute, what?
That's what
that was the consensus?
That's my consensus.
Did I miss that show?
That's how I remember it. Of course, I rarely remember the episodes after they're done.
Oh my god.
How do you remember it ending?
I remember it ending I don't know.
I
consensus
feel like
was they did
Damien-
not
I feel
Damien
like
did
Damien
something.
Eccles.
and that the one dad did it.
Not Mark or John Byers.
No,
right?
the other dad.
Oh, yeah. The middle kid.
Yes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The one who... I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the guy
Mark
with the
David
mustache.
Chapman?
No, not Mark David.
Looked like a poor man's Tom Selleck.
Yeah, exactly.
Poor man's Tom Selleck.
Yeah.
I like
we were
that.
doing the jokes of, I killed my babies. That guy... I feel sorry
Liars
for him.
and
No, you don't.
fidels.
I go dance on the grave.
What's up, Warren?
And of course, I insulted the entirety of the South.
Yeah, that was rough. He did shit all over the South, but you took some beatings from
He
our
took a
guys,
lot of
I thought.
flack for that, yeah. So why don't we jump right into the voicemails for this week? So we got some voicemails we need to listen to. For all of those that don't know, you can leave us a voicemail at www.surrealtalkpodcast.com. Go over to the right-hand side, scroll down just a little bit. There is a little widget there that says Speak Pipe. Leave a voice message as long as you got your mic plugged into
hit
your
that speak
phone.
pipe.
Hit the speak pipe, baby.
Here we go. Anyway, first message. We have 3 this week.
All right.
All are anonymous. I think 2 are from the same guy, but the first one is not from the other 2.
Okay.
Here we go.
Hello,
Hey.
Eric and Everett.
Yeah.
It is me,
Oh.
that dumbass intro voice that
Our
begins
intro guy's
every
calling
time you
us.
start your lousy podcast.
Wow. And he called the podcast loud.
Congratulations
Yeah,
on
you're
making it this far.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Great.
Thank you.
Mixed message.
I just wanted to let you know that the Siri voice sucks and is a government conspiracy.
Agreed.
So please, do not replace me.
No, we won't.
Also,
You're here to stay, bud.
Team Eric all the way.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah,
We all
yeah.
know that Everett is nothing but an actual liberal libtard.
Okay, well.
It's okay.
I don't know. I hate labels, but
Also,
more than anything, I
you
guess.
should make a podcast on black-eyed kids.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
now
yeah, we
your
had a lot of people
host,
say the black-eyed children.
Eric and Everett.
Oh, nice.
We got that out of the
Thank
way.
you, voice host.
Mr. Anon.
Mr. Guy that does the intro.
Yeah.
Oh, appreciate
our British
that.
buddy. Black-eyed children. What do you think? Episode on black-eyed children?
I mean,
Black guy
10
children.
minutes. They
Hold
got
on.
contacts.
Why did
Game over.
Why did he send that? What did you guys do recently?
Nothing. He just felt like shitting on our intro guy and then telling us to do a podcast on the black-eyed children.
Yeah, you can leave us a voicemail about anything.
Yeah, you can literally talk about the weather and we'll play it. I don't care.
And why were you? Oh, Jesus Christ! Why were you named a liberal libtard?
Who knows? Who knows what episode that guy listened to at that point in time and decided that
Yep.
something I said pissed him off.
Yeah.
The point is, I take a lot of shit for everything I say. So who knows? You
It
got to let
was
it roll
Victor.
off. Oh, it was? It was Victor?
I like this voicemail guy. Come on.
All right, had to be.
What have you guys been? What have the recent shows
We
been?
did
to get everybody
religion.
going?
Our religion show was pretty good.
What else did we do?
Chemtrails.
Chemtrails.
Bitcoin about a month ago.
Bitcoin was good.
Yeah. All over the place. Superhumans, crooked Clintons.
Cool.
How could he say that? We did a show about the crooked Clintons. Did I suck some Clinton dick that episode?
No, but I don't think you were ready to admit any wrongdoing by the Clintons.
Well, is anything? I mean, if I was ready
Look,
to admit
liberal
it, they probably
libtard.
had some good
point. All right, moving on to the next voice.
Wait till we get to the gun stuff today. No,
Yeah,
just kidding.
dude.
No shit.
Not kidding.
It's
We're
coming.
going there. There we go.
I bind you up and I send you back to the pizza
Sounds
hell,
just like dude from.
and I bind up every backlash spirit in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Hey, hallelujah!
Oh, okay.
Glory be to God.
Glory be to
Glory to
God.
God, yeah. He must have listened to that religious episode and took it to heart.
I guess so.
I bet he's taking some stupid fuckers for some money. Just throwing that out there.
Is that L. Ron Hubbard?
This is the other half.
I'm sorry, Lord.
The fuck was that?
I'm pretty sure that's the same guy who just did the binding spell or whatever that was. I'm going to play it again because it was a little weird. I didn't see it coming, but here we go.
What the shit?
I'm sorry, Lord.
That's a crazy cool sound effect, actually. I kind of want that as like every
I
time
feel
I
like
get
the
a text
person
message.
did that with their mouth.
Yeah, they did. Like every time I get a text message, I want that to play.
That's your new text tone, huh?
Yeah.
That
All right.
mouth.
So is that it for the voicemails? Thank you,
Yeah.
everybody, for the voicemails this week. As weird and wonderful as they were, we appreciate them all. And,
A little
keep
abstract
'em
in the
coming.
meetings this week.
Yeah.
I'm going to ponder over the course of the week what those were about.
Yeah. Keep 'em
We got a
coming,
couple emails. So you want to read them this time? I always read
though.
them.
Yeah. Let me-
Last 2 pages.
Last dos pages, por favor. I got
So the
one.
first one is the one that starts from Alan Garcia.
Oh, yeah. Hi, guys.
And it says,
wait.
hey.
Oh.
You're fucking up the very first word.
Yeah. Hey, guys. I recently found your podcast and really enjoy it for the most part. At first, I was totally Team Eric, not because I believe in all the conspiracies, but mainly because Everett seemed closed-minded. That's a very true statement. I do, however, have to admit that Everett has come around, and even if he doesn't fully drink the Kool-Aid, at least now he's
Hey, here
willing
we
to
go.
entertain some of the ideas, which is more my style. I just got to the Pizzagate episode and decided to listen to both episodes before writing this. Fuck. You didn't tell me this was a Pizzagate email.
Eh,
After both episodes, I totally changed to Team Everett.
I like this guy.
I'm sorry, but Eric was... Did you write this?
Yeah, I wrote it. No, keep going. I don't write emails to us.
But Eric was
Not my
too
style.
damn overbearing and was closed-minded. He drinks the Kool-Aid and doesn't listen to reason or logic.
Thank you, Alan.
It seems that once his mind is made up, he will not listen to anything.
I agree.
That, in fact, is not true.
Oh, no, it's true.
The fact that he calls everything he reads on the internet facts annoys me.
I am with
I felt
Alan.
like I had to say that with that accent because that's how I felt like he was trying to portray me right there with that line.
Yeah, he was.
With the way he, the guy like capitalized facts and put it in quotations. So, anyway, I felt Everett's rage and I felt like kicking Eric's ass too. Ha! Good luck. Anyway, then when Everett challenges him to give an actual intelligent argument to support himself,
Intellectual argument.
that's why I passed that over
Because you can read it. Too
because I'm not
difficult of a word?
intelligent.
Yeah, okay.
Now, to support himself, he just jokes because he has none. It makes it hard to lean Eric's way when he does this. For the episode, I totally think there is something fishy in all of it. But like Everett said, you can't just accuse someone of something without 100% facts, just not speculations. Yeah, you can. I reserve the right to be wrong.
That saves you from everything, even a
Of course
libel.
it does.
Libel.
I hope that
Claim.
Eric has opened his mind in the future episodes and actually has sources on something to back up his thoughts. Anyways, I'm enjoying the show and just had to write this one because that episode really annoyed me.
And you get about 90% of the people who listen to it.
Thanks, Alan.
One way or the other, people didn't like that episode.
All right, Alan. That's just like your opinion, man.
Thanks for being Team Everett.
I'm sorry. I gotta ask. So, do people believe that Pizzagate is real?
Some people.
Oh,
I have no doubt believing there's probably a pedophilia ring in Washington. There's pedophilia rings everywhere. But if anybody thinks it goes all the way up to like Joe Biden and Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton's ordering the pizza or whatever for the thing, I gotta question you.
I got to question you. You want to hit the next one with me? I'll go ahead and say this is Ryan Peck, and he says, "I'm not going to attempt to get on a soapbox or anything. I'm a Mormon. My ancestors are Jewish. We are a people, a race, and a religion. I think his comments were ill-informed and
Speaking
crass.
of Eric.
They were anti-Semitic.
Because I'm not the anti-Semite. It's just Eric.
How?
Anyway,
I was excited
hater.
to be a fan of the show, but I think I will vote with my ears and stop listening. Well, all I'm saying is, I'm not saying anything. I don't like being called anti-Semitic, so we'll just leave it at that, I guess.
we lost a listener because of your anti-Semitism again.
I'm not anti...
Dude,
This motherfucker.
he must have just listened to that one episode and hasn't listened to anything since then. I mean, it's a bummer, but you got to set some shit over your
We are a
your
people, a
generalizations.
race, and a religion.
Yeah.
All in one.
Your ignorance and generalizations lost us, Ryan.
All I said is a religion
I'm
isn't
sorry
a race.
for him, Ryan.
Is religion a race?
Mormons are a race?
No, the Jewish people.
Because he said his ancestors are Jewish. So I guess if your ancestors are Jewish, you can just start claiming people are anti-Semitic.
You don't have to even. I can claim you're anti-Semitic and not be Jewish.
Right, but
you're not. I know you're not.
I know I'm not.
You made some dumb generalizations about people from Israel, not Jewish people.
Well, let's get this straight now. Is a religion a race?
Oh boy.
Is that a thing? Corey, what do you think? Is a religion a race?
I mean, Jewish
I thought
people
ethnicity was a race.
Man, I thought you guys stayed out of this stuff.
We usually do, but fuck it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, Jewish people are Jewish. They're not technically classified as white. From how I've been.
No, but I know.
What do you know about genetics? Because I think that's where.
But wait a minute. So is it being racist towards their race? Like, even if you said something about the Jewish religion, that would be anti-Semitic, but would it be racist? Because are they a race? Is that I'm asking because I don't know. Is this a thing? Can a religion be a race?
Depends. I mean, it's the same thing. Are women a minority? People question that all the time.
I mean,
chicken or the egg, man.
Yeah.
Aren't there more women than men? Would that make them a minority?
There are more men than women.
That would make them a minority.
I thought they were 53% of the population. Was
I thought women were more. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you divide it by look again, this is why I don't want to. I don't.
Hey, we're asking the hard questions here, folks. You know what I mean? we're getting it
this
done.
stuff. I don't want to define races and things like that.
This is what happens every time that episode comes back around.
April, Everett's wife, April makes a great point. The religion and the race have the same name, but I don't think the religion is the race.
Well, I mean, I guess one way to look at it too. I don't know.
You know, I mean, because what race are Jewish people? Are they're not Caucasian?
You keep looking at me to answer this question. I am not the person to answer the question about the Jewish.
Are Israeli? People. I mean, is that a race? Is Jewish? I don't get it.
No, don't care.
Well, then how can I'm just asking because I'm being called racist for talking about a religion.
I'm just liking to poke you with a fork in the ribs and keep you going squirming, saying you're not racist.
I'm asking them. I don't even care. How can you call me racist?
And actually,
about a religion.
April is correct. I mean, the religion and the race have the same name, but that's double the offense that you are.
Yeah,
they are portraying you as having.
Yeah, now you're not. You're getting two different sects in one go.
Same reason people think I'm talking about the entire South. You think I don't think people are
that's
nice
what you get though.
South?
Whenever you make generalizations and you say
that's
X
fair.
is X.
That's fair, but I'm asking serious question here.
I don't know.
Is it a race?
I don't have the answer.
Again.
Let's move on to the next email. It looked pretty funny.
Okay. Everett is like the interrupting cow.
This is from Kayla Bela.
Oh, Kayla Bela. Yeah, Kayla Bela. Everett's like the interrupting cow. It gives me anxiety when he interrupts when information is being provided. Ugh. Other than that, awesome show. Also, I'm 98% sure Everett is actually Seth Rogen.
Yeah, we get that a lot. But I want to go back to the part where it says you get anxiety whenever I interrupt when information is being provided. When the hell does that happen? So I almost never interrupt is what she's saying.
Point.
No, yeah, knock knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
My boat.
Moo.
Oh, I got that.
That's the joke.
That was good stuff.
Good.
Yeah.
That was
good times. Good times.
Anyway, now let's get to the meat here.
All right. Well, we wanted to discuss the shooting that happened.
Oh, fuck, you're right. We wanted to talk about that before the sports conspiracies thing.
Yeah.
So why don't you guys bring me up to date? Here's what I know as a guy who doesn't keep up with current events and whatnot. There was another school shooting that happened down in Florida, I don't know, Tuesday, Wednesday, something this week. 17 kids and teachers and staff were shot and killed. Well, more than that were shot, but that's how many died.
17 died.
And how many injuries?
I don't know exact number.
The guy didn't die. They caught him.
They caught him.
So that's like the strange thing compared to all the other ones you ever hear about. He didn't kill himself or get shot in the process.
Yeah,
no, he went to Subway.
Yeah.
And then he went to McDonald's.
I just want to say that we're going to not mess with the whole false flag talk today. We're not going to do any of the conspiracy about it today. I'm not even going to get into that. I would like to just wait for all the facts and evidence to be out before I go calling who's what on anything. It's still a fresh wound. People need time to heal. But I do want to talk about it a little bit because there's been a lot of...
Well, what do you got on your mind, man?
Well, a lot of, the gun control argument, the mental illness argument, the FBI dropping the ball. So apparently the FBI were warned about this guy multiple times. He made YouTube videos about wanting.
So what they do? Just lays out, not.
They admitted that they should have followed up on tips received.
They did. They dropped the ball.
They dropped the ball. 100%. The FBI dropped the ball on this. And the kid had a history of mental illness. Had been in a.
Let me ask you this:
mental.
Did he own the guns he used? And then were they obtaining legally?
He had 5 guns he had purchased.
And they had purchased. How many did he have with him and use on the
one
strike? It was
well,
the AR-15,
one, and
right?
I don't know what's in the backpack. They haven't released what was in his backpack.
But he did the majority or
the
most
gun
of the
used was an AR-15.
Again.
Was it
It was the AR-15.
Again. Okay, I get you got
So-
a little something you want to go into there.
Well, a lot of people are calling that the AR-15 needs
But did
to be
he own
ripped
it?
from
That's
the
my
market.
question. Did he own it
Well,
legally?
they were purchased legally. Am I wrong?
Yeah, absolutely.
And he was a legal gun owner. Had
Yeah,
a FOID
legal gun
card.
owner.
Yes, and now the company that sold him the gun has officially shut down for the time being because they have been just
Armalite?
Absolutely. No.
So AR-15 isn't just
the
produced,
little gun shop that sold him the gun.
So yeah, it's not produced just, but that's who made the original design, right? A lot of gun shops make an AR-15. More or less, it is a
and
smattering together
AR-15 is
of
like
parts.
a blanket term anymore
Right.
for that style of rifle.
Semi-automatic rifle.
Yeah.
Right.
But there are other semi-automatic rifles that are for hunting that don't look near as scary, and no one's calling for their removal
They didn't just
from
kill
the
17
market.
children with it either.
But they operate and function mechanically exactly the same as the AR-15 does. This is the exact same. You can put as many rounds downrange with a pistol.
So what you're saying is
because
if the
it's
guy
a
going in there-
semi-automatic, boom, 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 boom,
What if
boom,
the guy
boom,
went
boom,
in
it
there with
operates the same way.
Hey,
Can't
If
put
you wanna
130
talk-
rounds in a handgun.
You can't put 130 rounds in that either. If you
How
want
many
to
can
talk,
you put in?
if you want to talk magazine restrictions, I'm all game for those sorts of talks. But as far as the gun is too
So, hold on.
dangerous,
What you're
it
saying is-
operates the same as your semi-automatic
Hey,
pistol.
filibuster. I wanted to ask you a question. Whenever you
What's
went
that
and stopped.
interrupting, Cal?
Oh, you son of a bitch. Yeah, I'm going to interrupt you whenever you just keep saying the same thing over and over.
Okay.
Anyway, if it had been like a pump shotgun with 5 bullets in it, he wouldn't have killed so many same people. You
No,
don't think
he
they would have
wouldn't
been bitching about? You don't think people would have been bitching about the shotgun? You're saying it's only because the AR-15 is a hotbed discussion?
It's the bad guy. That's what
So
has
it's
been
the-
served up as the bad guy.
You think the AR-15 serving right now is the poster boy for gun control, anti-gun rights?
Yeah.
Cosmetically, it is the gun of choice, and it's going to be the poster gun that they're trying to get rid of. Look, if they really get down to brass tacks, they're not just going to want to ban the AR-15.
No, let's be serious about things, because if you're going to ban them based on what their capabilities are, then
They're based on fear.
a lot. Yeah, exactly. But if you're going to ban them based on what their capabilities are, say X amount of rounds per minute, or the ability to not cock in between shots, semi-automatic, which is what that is, which is what most pistols are that don't have a lever action to a trigger or a hammer. I'm sorry.
Gas-powered recoil or anything.
Yeah.
What do you need those for? I don't know.
I
honestly
don't need
know.
one at all. I don't own any guns.
Here's what I'm not a gun owner either, but because I fucking want one, if I want to go down to the gun range and shoot some rounds off, as an American citizen, I think I should have the right to do that.
You do have the right to do that.
But at the same time, I see the thought of why people gonna kill people, whether it's a knife or a gun or whatnot. But why give them a flamethrower versus giving them a Bic lighter? I guess is kind of my argument. I'm thinking now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
So what you're asking is what?
No, what I'm saying is, like the argument a lot of people say, yeah, it's a gun. They're going to kill people with a gun. If they want to kill people, they're going to kill them with a knife or a car.
Yeah,
but it's the same thing as how you arm them. It's like, do you want to give them access to a flamethrower or limit their access to like a Bic lighter? You know what I mean?
Right.
Limit the amount of destruction they can do. Now, do you agree with that at all? Or do you think just let it all go?
No, I mean, it just
I see
depends
both
on
sides
what-
of the argument,
It just
but I'm just
depends
saying.
on what you're talking about. Like I said, I'm all for magazine restrictions. I'm all for not being able to have 100 rounds to just
Magazine
fucking
restrictions
pop
is-
off. But you know what I mean?
Okay, so what if restrictions don't mean shit because people can manufacture their own magazines?
That's exactly the way it is right now.
So then at that point,
You can take the
because
guns
they're-
away. People will manufacture weapons and other firearms in other ways. There's 3D printers. You can take a goddamn piece of steel tube, or you could actually take PVC, put a shotgun shell in there, not a regular PVC, but like a steel tube with a screw on end with a little fucking tack.
I get how
in
you
there.
can make a
Pow!
shotgun shell
and
blow.
you can that's a projectile. That's a shotgun basically. I mean,
Okay.
you can make a gun out of anything.
What's your point?
Okay, dead serious. Why are people pissed about the opioid crisis? What's the problem? Why are people mad?
Because they don't like people dying.
They don't like people dying.
Fair.
Drugs are illegal, right? Those drugs are illegal.
Those drugs are
If you're
illegal.
caught with those things, you go to jail.
Those are illegal.
If you make guns illegal, people are still going to get them.
Yeah,
I get it, but people are dying. I mean,
Okay.
people are dying. Here's my problem with the gun thing. One, I think these people people don't care about, and this sounds very off, but I don't think people value human life. And I don't know what changed.
Oh no, I can believe it's not near as valuable. It's not that they don't value it, but I can believe it's not as valuable to your everyday people as it used to be.
Yeah, I don't think people love their
I
guns.
agree.
I think people
have
fuck
changed.
their guns.
People have changed. Yes, that's insane. So that's another thing that I was getting at is with so the Second Amendment. A lot of people are on the Second Amendment. Well, I got the right. I want my gun and this and that and that's okay, that's your right, but they're doing it to be an asshole. What that Second Amendment is there for, and a lot of people go, well, it's to hunt. It wasn't put in there to hunt. It was to do none of that. The Second Amendment was to make sure that you had the right to overthrow your government if you saw fit, because the people that started this country, that wrote the Constitution, knew that they needed to get rid of, they just had went through that revolution. And they would not have been able to do it without guns. And they knew that with power, they wanted to give the future citizens of America the chance, if they needed it, to be able to, have power equal enough to.
I hate to be this guy. The Second Amendment is there so people could control their slaves. I don't want to be that guy right now, but some people may be read on this.
All I'm going to say is, what makes you say that?
It's written in the history books.
I'm willing to hear it.
Yeah, it was to keep your slaves in line.
I thought that's what whips were for.
Yeah.
No.
It's guns?
Yeah.
I don't know shit about it personally.
Well, I mean, again, your excuse is just as valid as mine, because neither of us are providing sources. But I honestly feel like that's why they put there, every citizen has the right to bear arms, is so that it didn't happen. They could. So here, I have a nice little infographic right here. Every dictator that has taken away firearms from their people, and Stalin in Russia, he took away his guns from his citizens in 1929 and then murdered 20 million of them because they were defenseless. Pot, which I don't know who that is, took guns away from his citizens in 1956, then murdered 2 million of them. Hitler took guns away from his citizens in 1938 and then murdered 13 million people.
I get you. Trump's going to take away our guns and murder 10 million Americans.
No, but I'm saying, what if
that's what's going to happen?
What if and people that listen to this show are obviously going to agree with what if the government decides martial law's in effect or whatever, and or heaven forbid, there's some sort of catastrophic event that you would need to protect yourself.
Yeah, man,
in.
zombies happen.
I just want to let you guys know, if you guys want to Google it at home, you can look up slavery, the Second Amendment, and it was ratified to preserve slavery. I don't mean to be that guy that is Mr.
I would like to know. Because
but it's not. Anyway. The other thing, and what you're talking about is, and I get taking away guns. I don't even. I think the world would be a better place if we didn't have them. And everything. That's great. The other thing is they've gone on this mental health kick.
Yeah, well, that
is the big deal now.
Yeah,
because so they don't have to talk about guns.
I don't think it would be so they don't have to talk about guns. I think every one of these shooters, in these recent, even Stephen Paddock with Las Vegas, the little boy that shot the church up in South Carolina, what's his name, Dylan Roof, they're all on these antidepressants. There's some sort of antipsychotic medication or whatever that they're all on. Every one of these shooters have been on that. That, the side effects are suicide.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean, I wouldn't think that it's too far of a stretch to think that it's not just the kids are, going out and shooting people because they're playing video games or whatever the case may be that's making them do this, that they're on this medication, and there could be a link there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have missed the point in what's happened, but I understand what you're saying about that.
I'm saying that's the basis for the medication argument. The mental health argument is that all these people are on medication for their mental health, that have mental health issues. This kid himself was in a mental institution.
Yes, and the other argument from the other side is, we want to get a mental health part of the background check, and that be what keeps them, and I get it. And if you watched Emma Gonzalez's speech today, she was the #1 trend on Twitter for the last 5 hours, the speech she gave at their rally today. But I also make the argument that mental health can change in a span of about 5 seconds.
It's true. All it takes is one
snap and you're done.
Yeah, you don't know fair. You walk through the sorry, Brittany, you walk through the door and you see your wife with another man, and you happen to have a gun in your hand. What goes through your head?
There's a legal phrase for that, though.
Temporary insanity?
Temporary insanity.
Still.
Real quick, touched by a 12 gauge. I know what you're saying. It was ratified, and okay. But if you want to look it up, it's not a big deal. But yeah, Second Amendment to defend against. And anyway, I don't know what you're going to do if a drone strike. I don't know if you're going to shoot it out of the air or what you're going to do. But if our government,
we ain't going to do shit.
If our government was dead.
We're not a militia. I don't know any militias, and every militia you see that comes up, they end up saying they're fucking crazies and go bomb them out of their compound or whatever. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. We're not going to be able to do shit against tyranny. We're all small people. That's the way I feel about it. Exploit the system and make yourself a comfortable life.
But the reason I have so much in this Second Amendment argument is because if you let them take one of our rights away, what's to stop them? That's a slippery slope.
I totally get it.
Freedom of speech, freedom of press. I mean,
I'm all for civil liberties.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. If
but whenever
you let
those civil
them
liberties,
take that means they can fuck with the direct Constitution anytime they want.
I understand that, but
I'm not okay with that.
I also have a problem, and most people on the side of guns tend to lean to the right. But your argument is, you don't want to discriminate just because somebody has a mental health issue. It's their right to own a gun. Then why do you have so many problems with who gets married to each other? Why do you have so many problems with somebody being Muslim instead of Catholic or Baptist? Why do you have all these problems with these other people having these other things? You don't want to discriminate against somebody buying a gun? All of a sudden, that's what you don't want to discriminate on?
Yeah,
it's a fucking slippery slope there.
Right, but I wouldn't want anybody that has a violent history or a history of mental illness to have a firearm. And that's my personal. If I had a history of mental illness or a violent history, I don't know that I would want that. You know what I mean? If I had on my record that I was like 17 abuse cases, battery and all this, like, I don't think that I should own a gun. Maybe because I'm not, I would just shoot somebody.
Well, you'd be a felon likely at that point with 17 cases and felons.
Right, and there's a reason felons can't own firearms. There's reasons for that. Right. And I think that the reason should be stiffer. If there's a way in order to make the vetting process better, in order to keep people that don't need them from having them, then yeah, I'm all for that as well. You know what I mean? But I just don't think the answer is blanket take the guns away.
Liberty is not a right-leaning stance. All right. Well, hey.
I just don't think the blanket answer is take everybody's gun away. I think there's definite measures we should do. You know what I mean?
Well, one, that's not going to ever happen.
But I can't stand here and say I would support that even if it were a possibility, because I think that there should be, you can't just take a right away. There should be provisions put in place to make sure that if it's a consistent thing,
you can just take a right away if it's a stupid right. I'm just saying. If we had the right to fucking go next door and shoot the guy who lived next to you because he said something bad about you, that's a dumb right.
That's why
we should take that away.
We don't have that right.
I'm just saying.
Murder.
Just because right now you think that a right is something that makes sense, it's all subjective. So you can take away any right if it doesn't make sense.
And you know what? I'll close my part. You guys can keep going. But I just wanted to say I have a problem that we've become really numb to this.
Yeah. Oh, we have.
It sat here in our offices this week, and nobody even was like, Then the next day, once it sunk in, once it was 17 people, then it was, and I really think they fucked with the wrong city because they're not happy. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. When it would happen in your backyard, then you would step up. You wouldn't be going, oh, mental health. I think you'd be thinking,
Yeah, no shit. That happened in one of our school districts around here. It's true. If it doesn't touch you directly, it's hard to get as fired up about it.
That's fair.
And I just don't think
apathy,
people.
You know what I mean? It's not just a river in Egypt.
It's odd that people care more about their guns than these kids that are dying in a school. That's my point of view.
I agree.
Well, it's worse is that people. It's not that they just care about their guns. It's that they want to use this as another excuse to further an agenda, so they can post on Facebook saying, "Here's what I think about this." That barely has anything to do with the kids,
right?
Or the people who died.
I saw somebody that posted one of those shirts that said, "Dear God, why are all these school shootings happening?" And then it was like, because I'm not allowed in school, and it's like, God damn it! If that's not a way to further your own freaking agenda about, it's just like shit like that gets me, or and the people that use this to argue their for gun stance, like, get out of here, man! You can't
either side, dude.
Either side, for or against. It's like you are using this tragedy to push your political agenda one way or the other. You could say you agree or disagree with certain laws that are going to be made in wake of this, but to sit here and like actively try to push your stance in wake of this tragedy, 17 people did just die.
True that.
Yeah, respect. Have some fucking respect.
Put some respect on it.
So,
Angie way, let's get on.
Yeah. So sports conspiracies.
What a the king of segues.
Yeah. So sports
and not
conspiracies.
those things.
He's not the best in the business for nothing, folks.
Best color man in the biz.
That's right.
Yeah. So there's quite a few that came to mind. So like when we first talked about doing sports conspiracies.
So what does a sports conspiracy involve? Is it just people cheating for what? Financial gain, for glory, any kind of reason to cheat?
Yeah, I would think and it doesn't even have to be cheating because there's a lot of business that's involved in sports. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, but there's a lot of business involved in sports, and it could be a way to do. I mean, I got a good one on here.
Let me start one that just popped in my head. Would you consider this a conspiracy? Ronda Rousey, MMA former, now she's a pro wrestler, but she was the champion for a couple, year and a half, and then she meteorically plunged to nothingness.
Yeah, I got kicked in the face.
The reason behind it was that she was got a new boyfriend. I think they're married now, Travis Brown. He was married at the time to another woman. They cheated, yada, yada, yada.
Oh, that's the case? That's how she got with him?
Yeah, does that count as sports conspiracy to you? Like the whole thing surrounding her fall because she was more involved in trying to get a man than working on her fighting. Is that what we're talking about, or is it got to be?
Yeah, I mean that's
fringe.
Man, I got to stop reading the live chat.
I don't know. I mean, I guess.
Oh boy, we really got to stick to sports. Here we go.
Yeah,
we're past that now, Corey. We're past that.
Christ.
Yeah, they'll take 5 minutes to quit. Talking about that.
I know.
So what's the first one you want to talk about?
But wait a minute, what was your conspiracy on Ronda?
Well, it's just that it's not really a conspiracy. It's that she was cheating. She was in an adulterous relationship with another guy.
Oh, God's punishing
her.
No,
I'm not even saying that.
Oh,
it's just that her focus was off of fighting, and it was the whole thing. She was in an adulterous relationship with another fighter his career took a shit around the same time. So it's the whole thought of both their careers took a dump over their relationship together. I don't know.
Wasn't he your trainer guy or whatever?
Yeah, they had that Armenian trainer dude who pretty much told her that she should focus on stand-up when she's a Olympic-level judo artist.
Yeah.
And she got the shit beat out of her there, too.
Yeah.
That's not really a conspiracy, though. It's just
dumb. That's the bully getting beat up and then the bully never being the same.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nobody's conspiring to fuck that.
Okay, I was just trying to figure out where we're going with conspiracy in sports.
Well, my first thought when we talked about the conspiracy thing was the Black Sox. Everybody's heard of that since they were a kid. What was it?
Yeah, 8 men out, fucking Field of Dreams.
Yeah, 1919 World Series that 8 of the players were paid,
Big one, Black Sox scandal, absolutely.
And those players were all subsequently banned for life from the MLB. Even it didn't matter how many times people came back and asked for or even they were even banned from their eligibility to be in the Hall of Fame. None of them could even ever be in the Hall of Fame.
Just like Pete Rose.
Oh, Pete Rose, huh? I didn't know that.
You didn't know Pete Rose was banned from baseball forever for gambling?
Oh, for gambling? What did he gamble on?
His own game.
Team while he was playing and his coach.
He gambled on games around baseball.
Did he win?
I'm sure he won plenty.
Well,
he claims he never gambled against himself, I believe, but you never know. You never fucking know whenever you got a bookie that you owe money or a gangster or something saying, "Hey, guarantee me a win by you losing."
Was Field of Dreams Shoeless Joe Jackson?
Yes,
that was Black Sox.
Yeah, 8 Men Out is a great movie if you haven't seen it.
I have not.
John Cusack.
John Cusack plays Shoeless Joe Jackson. I take that back. The guy from Cutting Edge played Shoeless Joe Jackson. Remember that movie?
Was Shoeless Joe black, I thought?
No.
No? I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
You couldn't play professional baseball until 1940.
Jackie Robinson, that's right.
Oh, my God. 47.
47, is that what it was?
Yeah, 47 was the first year you could... Well, I mean, sorry. Hey, you're just having knowledge. But you're talking about... Those guys couldn't even... They technically couldn't prove that all those guys in the Black Sox scandal took money.
Right.
And some that they said even took money, but they didn't try any less.
Shoeless Joe hit the only home run in the series, batted .375 with X number of stolen bases and whatnot. Did basically better than anybody in the whole series, and they still claimed that he took money and threw the games. He may have taken money, but you can't argue that the guy who
his conscience got him, and he played his heart out, didn't it?
He says, well, eventually even the people who were involved said he wasn't involved. He put out an initial confession, later recanted, but...
Really?
Yeah. That's what you get,
He probably knew they were involved.
He probably took some fucking money and then just said, I'm going to do any good anyway. Or maybe, he did throw some shit and still did that good.
Can you imagine if we figured something out like that happened now in this day and age? If fucking a major professional baseball team was
of a boxer taking a dive. It happens all the time.
The most recent of taking money, and that's close to, the point shaving scandal at Boston
in a World Series, though?
Yeah. They haven't had that.
No, can you imagine how devastating that baseball would be? Fucking done, dude. People would just be done with baseball.
But you gotta think of, look at the crime going on in Chicago at that time. That's where the mob was getting their stranglehold on sports at the time. It happened in wrestling also, but nobody cares about that.
There was a boxer in 2008 named Antonio Margarito who was caught with plaster in his gloves to kind of increase the the weight of them.
Damn.
That's kind of ballsy. I heard about a boxer also that was putting, and this might be from, no, never mind. That was an episode of CSI.
Injected mercury?
Yeah,
Seen
it.
it.
Episode, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was a
You
good
ever
one.
see that when you watched CSI?
He injected like a quarter pound of mercury into each glove and was like fucking just waylaying motherfuckers, liquid mercury. So, yeah.
Good Lord. I've heard of people taking the padding out of the gloves, but not that. Oof. Nasty.
Yeah, that'd hurt, wouldn't it?
What conspiracy stuff have we got? Where do the conspiracy theories lie?
Oh, okay. Well, Ali
tell the
versus
truth.
Liston we talked about. I've got a couple. I got this. It says, so on May 25th, 1965, the heavyweight boxing championship of the world was decided in a tiny arena in Lewiston, Maine.
In Lewiston, Maine.
The bout was a rematch between the brash young motormouth Muhammad Ali and the former champion Sonny Liston. A year earlier, Ali shocked the world by stealing the title from Liston, who failed to return from a seventh-round shoulder injury. In the first round of the second championship fight, Ali displayed his infamous finesse, bouncing light-footed around the ring while the shorter, thicker Liston lunged with jabs and body blows. As Liston leaned in for a left to Ali's face, the champ dodged and landed a glancing right hook to his head, and that was infamously known as the Phantom Punch. So he, went down and he couldn't get up. But
Yeah,
so,
it was a glancing blow, so like he barely caught him and he falls down.
I don't know that it's a glancing blow.
Well, fair enough, but
Fucking, he caught him. He caught him. Liston probably could have gotten up. Is the deal?
Yeah,
can we get
that's a good
can we see it?
well, why don't you just Google it? I mean, I can't put it up on the screen.
Hell, it's in the comments section of your last post on Surreal Talk.
That GIF was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Flow like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
But yeah, so the accusations of the dive were probably true. Liston had a deeply troubled life, born into extreme poverty, illiterate, and in and out of jail for robbery and assault, and he was managed by men with known mafia ties.
Very much
Years
so.
later, Liston denied the mob fixed the fight, but blamed his obvious dive on Ali's association with the black Muslims. This is a direct quote from Sonny Liston. That guy Ali was crazy, Liston told Sports Illustrated reporter. I didn't want anything to do with him, and the Muslims were coming up. Who needed that? So I went down. I wasn't hit. That's what he told Sports Illustrated.
Real quick, good call by Capable Guardian. Henry Hill was involved in the Boston College sports shaving or point shaving scandal.
Henry Hill from
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas. No shit. I didn't know
Good
that.
call.
That's awesome.
The thing, Liston definitely had mob ties. I mean, he died with a needle sticking out of his arm.
Jesus Christ.
Dead for like a week. There's rumors that somebody had gone to the house, but they left him there. The police went and cleaned it up. He had some demons on top of everything else.
Would you guys consider it cheating if the coaches have like a pair of binoculars and they're looking at the other dugout, watching the signs that they're giving to the pitchers and stuff?
That's the Patriots scandal, or one of them, right there.
Well,
pretty
this
much.
right here is the 1951 World Series, the New York Giants versus the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Yeah, what they do?
Well, here, let me read it to you. This is anyways, it's the most famous home run in baseball history, the ninth inning of the final playoff game between the 51 Giants and their arch rival, the Brooklyn Dodgers. Giants outfielder Bobby Thompson cracked a 3-run homer, clinching the championship title in front of a national TV audience. The Giants win the pennant. Screaming the radio announcer Russ Hodges, and Thompson rounded the
You're
bases.
fucking this up,
Yeah, I
Walter.
am. It's been a long day. The bases in a throng of ecstatic teammates. Somebody wrote this. It was very good. But was Thompson's historic blast, dubbed the shot heard around the world, the result of epic athletic skill or something far less heroic? According to the several noted sports journalists, the 1951 Giants were experts in the art of sign stealing, intercepting the opposing catcher's signs, fastball, curveball, slider, and tipping
How
off
do they
to the
relay
batter.
that? Yeah.
In Josh's book, The Echo in Green, the Wall Street Journal sports reporter confirmed that the Giants coach Herman Franks would use a telescope to steal the signs from the center field clubhouse, then relay the info via buzzer system to the bullpen, where another player would give the signal to the hitter. The practice of sign stealing, widespread throughout the major leagues then and now, is now officially illegal, but it's underhanded at best. Thompson admitted that the Giants routinely stole signs, but denies being tipped off to the fastball that became known as the shot heard around the world. So he denies that particular ball that won them the World Series was produced off sign stealing, but
he didn't know.
He says it was done, though.
I got you. Yeah.
He didn't know. Yeah, he didn't know that particular one.
I'll be honest, I had never even heard that.
I hadn't either.
actual conspiracy. But, I mean, the thing is, they've had this going on in the past, God, forever in baseball. They've stolen signs, flashed colors on the scoreboard that they're hitting towards.
Well, I mean,
Tell me more. Tell me more.
even in the NFL, you see the coaches.
Well, yeah, that's so you can't see their mouth.
Right. So
That's the,
yeah.
That's
But
like locking your doors. It keeps the honest ones out.
Right. I mean, stealing signs is a thing. I mean, that's why
You're a coach.
catchers close their legs.
You're
and
a coach at a high school level, right? Would you ever steal signs?
Would I steal?
Yeah, for an advantage.
If
like
so, football has changed a
you
lot
can't
of
just
people.
ignore it if you see it. That's
Right.
for sure.
Football has changed a lot of people call out numbers and colors for a play.
Sure.
I mean, we can't act like we don't have kids or coaches or anybody else. You're trying to pick up whatever you can. I don't think that's stealing anything. I think you're lazy if you
So if
don't
they're
do
yelling out
something
13
different.
blue, 13 blue, and they yell it out a couple times in the game, it's
And
pretty
it's
much
the same
their-
play each
So
time?
is it stealing
own-
if somebody doesn't cover their credit card information on an application at the bank or their account number and you just happen to see it? Is that
If you
stealing?
use it, yes. That's a little bit different.
Oh, okay.
That's
Because
a
if you
great.
use-
I'm glad you asked that question. Yes, that is.
Okay. I was
If you
just
steal
wondering.
someone's money from them, that's still stealing.
All right. Well, now that we got that out of the way, you never know the
I'm
answer.
glad we
right?
clarified that. It was really bothering me.
Thou shalt not steal. Not thou shalt not steal signs.
Aha!
Hello.
I'm going to have to double check that one in the Bible later tonight.
I think we covered that on the religion episode.
Oh, never mind. Let's moving on.
So what about the Nancy Kerrigan, Tanya Harding thing? You guys remember that?
Oh, yeah.
So what had happened was, and don't they say that a lot in Celebrity Jeopardy? I don't know. Anyway, so Tanya Harding's ex-old man hires a guy to go out and bash Nancy Kerrigan in the knee with a fucking lead pipe, basically, to give Tanya Harding the chance at being, what was it, U.S. champ to get to the Olympics. Mm-hmm. That's kind of ballsy. It's conspiracy-like, right?
Yeah. If she hadn't been charged with a crime by the FBI and everything, I think some people would have said they were trying to gain attention for the sport. But it was most definitely.
That's just crazy talk there, Coery.
No. Yeah.
People were all.
We can't.
They
do
had
that
Christy
here?
Yamaguchi before that, so everybody knew about figure skating. They didn't need a controversy to draw. Okay, I'm just being facetious. It probably wasn't.
They didn't. The highest rated program of that year until OJ decided to cut his wife's head off. It was a pretty big deal. I mean, I don't know what the conspiracy there. I mean, they conspired to definitely take a girl out of figure skating so his wife could win, or it was Tanya in on it.
I think so. Have you guys seen the movie? What was it's?
I, Tanya.
Yeah, have
I
you guys
haven't
watched
seen it.
I hear it's really good. It's done almost like a documentary. It's got interview style footage and whatnot with the actors and whatnot. I hear it's filthy though, like filthy language, filthy action.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Really?
Margot Robbie's in it. It's worth seeing.
Ooh, that's right. She isn't. She
Yeah.
plays Tanya herself. You know who that is, Eric? She played
Margot Robbie. It sounds familiar, but I don't
Wolf
know.
of Wall Street.
Harley Quinn.
Yeah, she played Harley Quinn.
Oh, yeah. I definitely know who she is. Then.
Oh, you definitely know who she is now. Huh?
So what about the Seth Petrozelli Kimbo Slice fight?
That was a good one, man.
That's a very good one.
So Kimbo lost that one, right? With a small little left jab, wasn't it? I don't recall. It was a glancing blow, I think, that took Kimbo out.
Yeah, but that's not the conspiracy. The conspiracy is Seth Petrozelli went on the radio a few days later and told this is what made Elite XC buckle, told them that Elite XC paid Seth Petrozelli to keep it standing up.
That's
Seth
right.
Petrozelli was a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and they knew as Kimbo Slice was it to MMA, he was not going to be able to deal with that. And Seth Petrozelli stood up with him, took the money, stood up with him, and knocked him the fuck out. But that was the thing, that's what made, because he come out and told him, yeah, they paid me money to keep it standing. Wow. It says right here that the promoters hinted to me and they gave me the money to stand up and throw with him. They didn't want me to take him down, Petrozelli said on the Monsters in the Morning radio show. Let's just put it that way. It was worth my while to try to stand up and punch him. So there's that.
Talk about your all-time backfires there.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Was Scott Coker running Elite XC? I know he had Strike Force after that, and then because Elite XC became Strike Force.
Yeah, I do not know.
UFC brought Strike Force, and then Coker's back in Bellator now. But I wonder if he had anything to do with that.
I do not know.
Yeah, we should ask somebody. What else you got, Eric, on your list?
Here, can I throw one out?
Yeah, definitely.
Throw as many as you want, please.
Well, the big one is that everybody said to me, immediately the first one was Jordan. And
Which one?
His first retirement.
Mark.
Yeah.
And it's a crazy one just to think that the guy had just won 3 titles in a row.
Yep.
and stories had come out about him being at the casinos till 3 in the morning or 6 in the morning on the day of a game, and he had done some golfing, gambling, and his father ends up dead, I want to say 2 weeks after they won their 3rd championship.
So that's a conspiracy in itself. A lot of people think that his dad was killed over gambling debt, which I found crazy because Michael Jordan was fucking rich and he could have just paid it off.
Right.
Or maybe he didn't want to pay it off.
You know what gambling is to you and I. Do you know what gambling is to people who
have real money?
What was Jordan making? 7, 8, 10, maybe $10 million back then, plus a shoe contract. So they're playing what?
50,000
10,000. There you go. I mean, ridiculous.
That's a good point.
So, they've never really said he went and played baseball. Why would he quit and then come back a year and a half later?
2 years later.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people think he was suspended. That's what you're getting at, right? The thought is people think he was suspended for gambling from basketball. They kept it hushed, so he went and just played baseball for 2 years to keep, basically visible.
Yeah.
I think it is a conspiracy that has almost become consensus that people almost think they know that's the reason.
That he was suspended due to gambling?
Yeah, enough people have come forward and said,
But the question is, why would they keep it so hush-hush that they suspended? Because he was the poster boy, the poster
He was,
child?
yeah, he was everything, man. Michael Jordan was everything that was good about the NBA back then.
Why bother even fucking suspending him at that point,
You have to.
You have to, but you're not telling anybody about it, so you still have to do it?
I bet players and shit knew. I bet there's some non-disclosure agreement. I bet there's some NDAs floating around somewhere,
Yeah, and you risk your entire league going under a microscope. It's kind of like when those guys in the steroids thing. Well, probably
maybe he had them dead to rights. Yeah, you're just gonna hush this up, or I'm gonna let whoever know about what you guys got going on.
Again, this is a lot of maybes.
Yeah, I am speculating. I'm just saying.
I don't know.
There's ways it could happen. You can't say it's impossible.
People are assholes, so anything's possible. But
very true.
Yeah, I would lean to believe that something was up there. I don't know what anybody else think. Exactly. A few people saying, gambling 40,000 a night. I believe it. I tend to believe something.
God, that's
was up
insane.
there.
40 grand a night. Can you imagine that?
That's nuts.
That's a yearly salary, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but to him it was it was losing $400 a night.
Yeah,
I couldn't even do that.
Yeah,
$400
too much.
Well, I mean, people do it.
Yeah.
40. I know for a fact.
$40 is too much to lose. I was glad Honesty found my $20 bill I lost in the lobby the other day. I was like, yes. You know what I mean? I can't fucking lose $20.
That's found money now.
Right.
Fair enough. What else you got, Coery? That was a good one.
Oh, I got a real good one. The owners. This one's proven, though. This one is no longer a conspiracy. So.
Well, it's still a conspiracy if it was proven. It's just not a theory.
That's fair. Owner collusion to keep player salaries down. So in the Major League Baseball, I think it was seasons 85, 86, and 87, the owners of certain teams colluded together to keep salaries of free agents down so that they wouldn't drive the prices up on each other through a bidding war.
So they were controlling inflation.
Yeah, and as a result, only 4 of the 35 free agents actually ended up with contracts of new teams in those
they're
years.
really good free agents, huh?
Yeah. And this is how the problem is that's illegal. The Players Association took the owners to court for collusion and won $280 million in damages. Source the MLBPA. Consider this one of those conspiracies proven. But yeah, so they actually won $280 million in damages over them doing that.
That's kind of a bummer, but isn't there like an owners association as well? Where you can get together and say, hey, let's just try not to go crazy let's make a deal. Let's just not get crazy on these salaries.
Think about
all right, we need to save
big
some money.
Businesses
it's become
did that.
more. That's the 80s. This is now that they've got this. That's why people get so pissed.
Gouging, isn't it?
Price gouging.
It's friendliness between businesses, if you ask me.
People get so
It's a favor.
upset when professional leagues go on strike. There's a reason. I mean, I don't think people understand that. You can say, "Oh, he makes millions." But yeah, but he can make more.
Yeah, it's a business, man. Plain and simple.
You can say that
he
he makes millions and kind of dismiss that they make millions, but the people who own that company, they make many more millions. And whenever they're just banking all that for more or less doing nothing, sitting behind a desk, it's a legit argument. That's the way I feel about it. I mean, if there's that much money flowing around and you're just arguing on the fact that you think your share should be bigger than mine for what reason, that's a legit argument.
What if somebody came here and started doing your job but had less experience and he was getting paid more? Would you not have a problem with your boss doing that? Would you think he's just going to keep bringing in more people I get where athletes, they're trying to make money to set up not just their kids' kids, and their kids' kids.
At the end of the day, I don't think it matters who they're trying to set up. It's what's fair is fair. It's a business deal. You know what I mean? If there's that many millions of dollars going around, if I'm making a company $50 million and they would think they can get away with paying me $50,000 and I can prove that I'm bringing you $50 million, I think we got a contract problem here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that's what it comes down to.
And that's why people have a problem when they're a player and the owner just says, all right, well then you don't play for me. I'll bring in somebody else to do your job.
Well, I mean, I think that's the owner's
They've
prerogative
got you
too,
by the
but
balls.
Yeah, well then it's up to the fans at that point. You either watch the team with your favorite players or you watch your favorite team because it's your favorite team.
It's up to the union. It's up to the players' union.
Yeah,
Are you going to stick up for that guy and help everyone, or are you going to leave him hanging by a thread? And that's why, if you don't like player unions, you don't like strikes, I understand. I don't like them either. I hate missing hockey and football and anything else. But that's why they do it.
Yeah.
So
you got to be able to see it from both sides, I think, at the end of the day. Both sides, you got to just be fair to each other.
There were bad people on both sides.
It's true.
Anyway.
Wait, no, yeah, that one was a good one, and then I wanted Everett to talk about, we were talking about earlier with the Chinese sports programs. That was very cool.
So yeah, I was doing some research, and I came across a
neat
Chinese program called, let me find my notes here. I don't want to just freeball this one. Do. No, it wasn't do.
Doo-doo?
It sounds so dumb when you say it.
Did you say doo-doo?
I've got another.
All right, here we go.
I'm
It was the Chinese gold medal strategy. So in the 1950s, China had got it in their head they wanted to become a respected sports force worldwide. So they instituted a sporting program where they would pluck kids and other, really well-developed children out of society and put them into a sports program and make them play.
Right.
So, for instance, if a child showed potential to become a female child showed potential to grow beyond 5'11", they were taken away from their home and put into the basketball program. Same thing if they were going to be above, I think it was 6'7", 2 meters. They were taken out and put it into the basketball program. There's nothing their parents could do, nothing the kids could do, and that's their only job.
Kidnapped?
Well, not kidnapped, but yes. If you look at it from our point of view, kidnapped. But from a communist state, it's just kind of the way it goes. They already own you anyway. But long story short, Yao Ming is a direct result of this. His parents were taken away when they were children, and they were the two tallest people to have ever played Chinese basketball. And another little quirk about this sports program over there, the state has the final say in all marriages between these sporting athletes. So it was arranged marriage for Yao Ming's parents, the two tallest basketball players. A year after they got married, they have Yao Ming, and immediately the government knows this is a big fucking baby and there's some shit going on. So they pulled him away and started basically giving him the chemical cocktail his entire life.
He was genetically enhanced?
No, I'm not. He was more like, I wouldn't say genetically enhanced, but like the legal version of what...
Captain America?
No, Part 4, Rocky, Part 4.
Oh, yeah.
The Russian.
Dolph Lundgren.
Except it was the Chinese guy this time. You know what I'm talking about? You never seen Rocky 4?
No, I've never seen it. What happens in it? Wait,
It's a good one.
don't
It's
tell
a
me
good
the
one.
don't
Spoiler,
tell me-
Apollo dies.
Sammy Hagar music.
Don't tell me the ending. What?
No.
No
Some James
easy
Brown.
way out.
You mean Survivor?
Oh, that was Survivor, wasn't it?
Come on, man.
Yeah, well.
God damn,
Come
Everett.
on, man.
No, but China's like, what was it, 2014 or 2012 Olympics where they had all the underage gymnast girls? They were like 14 and they were supposed to be like 16 or something to be on the team, and they proved that eventually that
Really?
they had all these underage. They actually won gold medals and stripped them of the gold medals. I think they stripped 14 of their gold medals that year.
They stripped 14-year-old girls?
God damn it. Yes,
You
they
just
did.
reminded me of something else.
Oh, wow. That's
Nice.
kind of gross. What do you mean?
Sandusky.
Yeah.
Is that what
In
it
fact,
is?
we can go right to that one.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Oh,
I
I
heard
mean,
of
I
Sandusky.
would think
Ohio?
I would think everybody knows the story on Jerry Sandusky was the defensive coordinator, D coordinator, or linebacker coach at Penn State. I think he was D coordinator.
You're
by the
asking
time
the
he
two
was
wrong
gone.
guys for sure on
He
that
was
one.
already
That's true.
he was already retired by the time, but he had been raping and pillaging his way through his
Roster?
the Second Mile was his charity organization. He was gathering children to get, it was like bad kids or kids on the outskirts
like
of,
inner city children with need some help to get out of the fucking blah,
Little
blah, blah.
Bowski's Urban Achievers?
Exactly.
yeah, and he was indicted on 52 counts of child molestation.
Holy shit.
That was November 2011.
How does somebody in that position get away with it for so long?
Well, that's the conspiracy theory. And
Were they paying people off?
well, I mean, whose fault is it? I mean, Joe Paterno and people, they banned him from using the...
Paterno was the head coach?
Yeah.
What does he have to do with it? Just because he didn't see it?
God, I forget. You're not a sports guy.
I'm not even a current events guy.
All right.
He's not even a guy.
Paterno was the coach for, God, what, 50 years? At
Was
Penn State, somewhere in there. And
He was diddling their poodles, too?
I mean, they took statues down. I mean, he literally died, 6 months after being relieved of his head coaching duties, somewhere in there.
So why'd they relieve him? Because
year.
they claim he should have seen the signs and...
That
did he get
enough
knowledge?
of those guys did not go to the police. They handled it internally,
So
which
they-
is the
they-
way
they-
a lot of things used to work in the world. They would handle things
like
internally.
the Catholic Church, for instance.
That's a fair point.
Yeah. So it depends on whose fault. See, my thing is don't forget, Jerry Sandusky's the one that was raping children.
Right.
And then the focus went to, Paterno's the piece.
That's my
you
question.
know what? Paterno didn't fucking rape anybody.
Yeah, but did he have knowledge that Paterno was
Yes.
a fucker?
He tried to keep it with him without it getting out.
So,
and that's
you're gone.
Oh, I know,
Yeah.
and that's the conspiracy.
Yeah.
It hurts recruiting. It hurts the game.
Yeah.
It hurts the campus. I mean, it's wider. And yes, I do feel he's
From
at
that
fault.
first lie, though, at that point, they'd already gone too far. You know what I mean? The first time they did any kind of cover-up, it's it.
You know,
Yeah.
You have to keep it going.
All your credibility's done after
The
that.
McQueary kid is the one that went to Mike McQueary. He was a
I
graduate assistant. He's the one that, he saw the kid getting raped in the shower or whatever was happening by Sandusky, and they had tried to limit his access to all the locker rooms and everything because they knew. That's the problem. That's where the whole problem is they knew, and they didn't do everything they could to get him.
Jonathan C. says that he heard rumors about Jerry and didn't follow up to see if they were true. I don't know.
It wasn't really rumor. I mean, yeah, it was more than rumors. They banned him from using.
Yeah, if they're banning him from some sort of facilities due to rumors, that's more than rumors. You know what I mean?
That's
It's
fair. Well, that's
substantiated.
just like
Paterno knew. I know he knew.
That's like the Weinstein thing. I mean, everyone in Hollywood knew. They put that shit in his contracts. Like, if you get sexual assault cases, you pay the $250,000 the first time. For the second one, it's a half. For the third one, it's $1 million. This was such a regular thing with Weinstein that when people would hire him, they would put these clauses in his contracts that he had to pay his own fucking sexual harassment lawsuits.
Wow.
Because it's like you can't sue Miramar, man. Because like
Miramax.
whatever, you know what I
Miramar.
mean? But you know what I'm saying? Like if an actress gets groped, she's suing the employer, not the dude that groped her most of the time, the overarching company. Well, when they would hire this guy, everyone knew. They'd put the shit in the clauses in the contract.
If this shit happens, it's definitely
It's
only
on you.
Yeah.
Definitely on you, yeah.
Yeah, and Sandusky wasn't the only one to go to jail. Graham Spanier had gone to prison, but it says he was sentenced to 12 months in jail. I don't know that he served 12 months. If he is, he's still in there because he was only sent in 2017. So I didn't know that was still going on. But yeah, man, that was a black eye on sports, and it was a black eye on. I mean, I was coaching at the time, and we were all just like, "This is fucking
Jesus
disgusting."
Christ, right? That's just ugh.
Did you feel like whenever that happened, people were starting to ask, are our local coaches doing this kind of shit? Or was it just kind of like a weird guilty feeling people had?
I encouraged parents to ask their children.
I would hope.
Dude, don't put it past anybody because that
Exactly.
dude there in Bethalto, man, that church, that guy was videotaping people at that church for fucking years in Bethalto. Had fucking videotape in the bathroom of the church and shit like that.
Wow.
Don't put anything past anyone.
Right, he just got like 15 years or something for that. They just sentenced him. Maybe it was 12 or 15, but yeah, that guy. You know who I'm talking about? You see him in the paper, right?
It's
Right?
Zion Lutheran Church.
Yes,
Sorry,
yes.
Zion Lutheran. I mean, everybody knows about it. So
Right, it's public
And God-
knowledge at this
and-
point, but yeah,
News, I mean.
you wish the best for him because that's bullshit.
that'll break a
People should
motherfucker's
fucking do
faith
this.
right there. You know what I mean? You go to church.
People
for-
left the church.
Yeah, that's
Good reason
Did the
too.
church know about it, I assume? Or hopefully not. Like
Oh
nobody.
yeah, they immediately went to the police.
What's up, Daddy?
Good.
It's a crazy story, but it's not.
I'm going to have to read about that.
What's up, Dale?
I got another good conspiracy theory. Did Magic Johnson really have HIV?
Yeah, there's a good one. That guy's had HIV since HIV was a thing.
Right, like how do you live for 40 years with HIV?
Well, he's got a lot of money for one.
That's how you got to do it.
You can
Are
directly
you
buy
saying that
extra
the
days
money?
of life.
Are you saying that the money buys the cure to HIV? Everett? Is that what you're telling me?
No, but if there's medicine that can hold off the effects of it,
You
can
heard it
definitely
here,
afford
folks.
it.
Everett has a link. Get a hold of him privately through message. If you've got HIV, he can get you cured.
Funny.
Yeah,
Funny. Fuck you.
The argument's always been, and see, man, that was my favorite player growing up. And I remember the day he announced it, and I was fucking like, you remember AIDS when we were kids?
Yeah.
Oh my God! And then
AIDS was an instant death sentence when we were kids.
Yeah.
Well, here's the other thing. I'm walking through 2 weeks later. I'm walking through my parents' family room, whatever, and I hear this guy died of AIDS 2 weeks later. The day after he announced he had it was Freddie Mercury. He announced he had AIDS, then he dies the next day.
Jesus
and I'm
Christ.
like,
yeah, that's terrible.
Fuck, Magic Johnson's gonna die in the next 2 months.
Yeah,
Not
tomorrow.
knowing, yes.
Not only that, you instantly figured Magic Johnson was gay because that's what they told you. In the 80s.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was kind of.
And we knew nothing. We knew dick. I mean, Nureyev died at the end of '92.
There's a lot of naivety back in the '80s, and a lot of people using it again.
Brady Bunch dad died that year, '92. Yeah. I mean, it seemed like a thing that just kept happening. And not everybody knew what HIV, nobody knew the difference, but you don't die from AIDS. I mean, you usually get pneumonia,
right.
You usually get a bone marrow
It's just
issue,
an immune deficiency.
or lymphoma.
Matt Soares in the chat says, yes, you guys are amazing. Listen to the podcast all the time. This is the first time live. And you guys do know the cure for HIV, don't you? You have to have a Magic Johnson.
That joke's as old as my grandpa's buckskin rubber, but yes,
Whoa.
It is. That is the original cure. But you guys think he did?
He did.
I think he probably does have HIV, but it's
it's
laying dormant in him. I think it's a missed test.
There's some people out there actually are immune, so to speak, to HIV. He could have a genetic predisposition for the effects against HIV. You know what I mean?
People still don't even know what AIDS and HIV are. I don't think people read enough. Personally,
no shit.
But I do think it was a false. Maybe not a false test. Maybe they thought they saw something, but by the time he came back,
he'd been retested by this point. And be like, hey,
he still gets tested. I'm sure he goes once a month, once a year, something. But he takes a cocktail that everybody's taken since 90.
Antiretrovirals.
92, 93. Yeah,
right? I mean, they're called antiretrovirals.
It's not a death sentence anymore. It's the way it is.
I mean, if you got money, it's not a death sentence.
True.
You heard it here, folks. Everett has the cure.
Why do you keep saying that? I don't have a cure.
I don't know.
It's not funny nor true.
Sounds like you do.
Oh my goodness.
All right, what other sports conspiracies you got written down here, boys?
That was about all I had, Everett. Deflategate, I hear, was pretty rough. But
anything involving those fucking Patriots, from the Deflategate to the... Hey, I watched South Park. I know that Bill Belichick's a cheater. Court of public opinion, right? That's all that matters.
They definitely cheated.
What do you think about Deflategate, or Deflategate, rather? So what that was...
Deflategate, Spygate.
Well, give us the football guys, description of what Deflategate was. And Spygate, that's two different things.
Eric Mangini used to coach for the Patriots back in the early 2000s. He left and became the head coach of the Jets. He knew that they were filming other teams' walkthroughs.
This is Spygate, right?
Yes.
So there's only certain spots you're allowed to film from in a stadium as the official capacity of a team. There's rules for what has to be surrounding you and other shit like that,
You're also filming teams' walkthroughs. Walkthrough is when you go through plays that you're going to run during the game.
Whoa.
And make sure you've got... Well, do you know what a walkthrough is?
No. That's what I'm saying. Now that you say that's like... So that sounds like closed-door meeting shit.
Yeah, that's why the Rams were pissed, because
how do you
rumor has it...
How do you do that?
What do you mean?
How do you record somebody's walkthroughs?
Set a camera up in the stadium before the Super Bowl and...
So they do those out on the field or something?
Yeah. Just this year, the Philadelphia Eagles are saying, yeah, we ran through a bunch of bullshit. We didn't run through anything we were going to run in the Super Bowl because we know these motherfuckers.
Ah, that's good thinking. Good going, Philly.
Yeah.
They won, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Motherfucker.
I know. I didn't even see any commercials.
You didn't miss anything.
There was a halftime show, too. Don't know who it was. Was it any good?
Who was it? Timberlake. Justin.
Oh, Justin Timberlake. Okay. For some reason,
man.
Right? I couldn't get it. Yeah, I know who Justin Timberlake is now. I think of him more like
that's usually what people say now. They're like, "Who Justin? Oh, from NSYNC?
Isn't that what
I know
it
that
was?
guy? Yeah.
Or Backstreet?
I think of him as an actor now.
Was he Backstreet?
Jesus, come on, boys.
Yeah, we're horrible when it comes to stuff like that.
Justin Timberlake's the Michael Jackson of our generation.
He's a good dancer,
with the exception of a few things.
Well, he had that whole
what
was it, 2004 Super Bowl, right, with Janet Jackson?
Yeah.
There it is.
Tittygate.
Yeah, was it Tittygate?
I don't know. It sounded good. I just
Tittygate.
Nipplegate, I think is what it was.
There it is.
Nipplegate. That's even better.
Yeah, because I think they were already Anyway.
That one was funny. That's a sports conspiracy, if you ask me, because the lyrics in the song says, "I'm going to have you naked by the end of the song," and sure enough, there's a booby.
Yeah. I
guess-
heard she had tape over it, though.
Well, she had a.
Is that right?
She had a nipple ring?
Yeah, it was like a nipple ring with a whole like surrounding thing, like so it clamps or like goes over the nipple, and a pin goes through the nipple to hold this. Like it sounded like I looked at it way too much now.
From what I've heard, those
You ever seen that?
Those Jacksons were into some funky shit.
Well, Joe Jackson proved that you could beat talent into your children, so you never know.
Well, I'll give you that. Going through, I'll run you through.
What was Deflategate? So we went through Spygate.
You have 12 balls that you can use during the game. They pre air pressure them to make sure everything's right. Well, it turns out 11 of the 12 had been deflated a little. I mean, the Patriots won the game 45-7. They beat the Colts in the AFC Championship. It wasn't even fucking close.
Yeah, that's not even.
But they still did it. I mean, they did do it. Brady got suspended. They said they didn't know that they were doing it. Of course they knew what they were doing.
So they dropped the PSI in the ball from like what 12 to 10 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
It makes it easier to throw or grip or
Right,
catch.
I'm not
or
getting
what?
the
If you ever tried to
advantage.
catch a football in the cold, it's like catching a rock.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
when you deflate it more, you're able to grip harder.
A little more like catching a
It's
sponge
more.
than a rock.
It's more for Brady. I mean, to grip the ball, you can throw it further if there's a little less air out of it. That's why you hate when you're just like your tire. Your tire might fucking explode. It's what it feels. It's what a football feels like when it's.
Huh. Yeah,
all
because
the
I never
air's in it.
understood the advantage to that, like Deflategate. Like I watched the MythBusters episode and they put helium in there.
That gave really nothing, did it?
No, but it was a little bit lighter.
Yeah. No, it was not a little bit lighter. I mean, okay.
They said there was so many grams of air in that side of that football, and it was less because it was helium. They weighed it. It's MythBusters, man. Would you
Good point.
watch
If it's
it?
MythBusters, it had to be true. Let's leave it at that.
You arguing with Jamie and Adam, or
Yeah, I would argue with
that
them
what's
right
going
now.
on?
What about the differences in the manufacturing of a football? That every football doesn't weigh down to the fucking microgram the same.
Obviously, they had the same footballs.
The same exact football from the same exact factory isn't going to weigh the exact same. It's grams off. It can be up to grams off. Think about the amount of
Did you watch
material
the
in this.
MythBusters episode?
I'm sure that'd explain it all.
I mean,
Oh, wait a minute. Back to this MythBusters thing.
You wait a minute. You did or you didn't watch the MythBusters episode? Because if you did, you wouldn't be asking these questions.
Oh, Lord. So I'd like to thank all of our Patreon people. It's been great. Thank you for all of your support.
Yes,
on there.
definitely. Thank you for all your support on Patreon.
What is
We
the
love
show
you.
already over?
Yeah, I was giving it the hook right there.
Yeah, he didn't like.
You got anything else you want to talk about? Because we don't. At least as far
I'll
as sports
just, I'll
conspiracy
just sit in
goes.
here with everybody.
No, you got anything else, man?
Yeah, I got like 30 things.
Let's hear him then. I would love to hear
Yeah,
him.
definitely.
No, we just had somebody bring up Olympics corruption scandal. I mean, not exactly that one, but the 1972 U.S. basketball team getting fucked over.
Let's hear it, man. I mean, we suck. Ask our audience. We suck. What
there,
do you got?
There were 3 seconds left. USA's up by 2. Russians throw the ball in. It doesn't get to anybody. The clock should have run out.
Sure.
Instead, they saved another second. They threw the ball back all the way down the court, and they made a total fuck job. It's because of where
So the Russians
Olympics were
hit
that
the
year.
buzzer beater, but for whatever reason they say, no, there's still a second left, giving the American team the time to make their own buzzer beater and
Incorrect.
re-win the game. That's not correct.
No.
So
no.
what happened?
The Russians threw the ball the length of the court. The ball went out of bounds. Time should have run out. Somehow they didn't start the clock correctly, and the Russians win. First time USA basketball had lost a game in 20 years.
Oh, bummer.
Wow.
Oh, God, yeah. Complete fuck job. The
That's
other one,
right in the height of the Cold War, too.
the other
Good
one
timing.
you'll hear one of our coworkers talk about is that the miracle on ice was a thrown game. That they won the 1980 Olympics against the
Right,
Russians.
that
If
team
you
from
know-
Alaska or something?
Yeah. Russia. But you can see Russia from Alaska.
Oh, yeah. That's what Palin taught me.
Yeah. But that they...
Sarah Palin?
What am I thinking of? Wasn't there a movie about a team from Alaska with Kurt Russell?
Mystery Alaska.
Does that have nothing to do with that same team?
Nope.
Nope, nothing at all.
Was Kurt Russell in that?
I thought so.
Oh, I didn't know.
Maybe it was
that.
Russell Crowe. Somebody Russell.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Russell Brand.
I think Russell Crowe's closer. I think that's definitely right.
could have been it.
Yeah,
Right.
Miracle was. Yeah, that was definitely.
It's Kurt Russell. I'm pretty damn sure.
Whatever. It was Patrick Swayze. That's it.
It was Patrick Stewart.
Make it so.
Oh, boys. I think I've taken up enough of your time.
Yeah, I think so too.
Definitely.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening to the shit show. I mean, Surreal Talk show.
Yes.
Man, we left a bunch out, and they were throwing them up over there. The NBA being rigged, Lakers and Kings.
I'm only going because I have absolutely nothing more to reference. If you've got anything at all, please, God, Corey, spit it out.
Yeah, but I don't think it's as good if you guys don't even know what I'm talking about.
Somebody out there knows.
Yeah.
I can make fun.
The show isn't for us. It's for them.
You know what? We'll run through these. Okay,
Thank you.
First one, NBA's totally rigged. That was from when Tim Donaghy went public and said every game's rigged in the NBA. You guys remember that or no?
No, not even a little.
Oh, God, yeah. And that led to what everybody thought. The NBA was trying to keep the Lakers alive during a time that they won 3 straight NBA championships.
Well, that reminds me of there was a conspiracy theory where people thought they were always trying to extend all playoff series to 7 games for, extra ratings.
That's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I don't know how you can even pull that off.
You can't.
With so many people involved?
Well, they're just saying teams are throwing games. I dealt with this with old people all the time. Yeah, they're just trying to make that money for that game to come back.
Sell
game
more of them
like that's the
advertisements.
dumbest shit.
Yeah.
Because if you're actually playing to win a game, you're not going to try. You want to win then. You don't want to. I don't know. Whatever.
Let it out. Let it out. I can tell. I can tell you're
It's
passionate
just
about it.
some of that stuff's horse shit. I mean, sure, that may have happened once upon a time, but not anymore. Somebody else had brought a good one up in the Patrick Ewing frozen envelope. The New York Knicks won a draft lottery, and there was one envelope that stayed in the a bin.
Sure.
But they did it so the Knicks could get Patrick Ewing, because Patrick Ewing was the next great NBA center.
He's a good player.
But it was, they always laughed it off. And the same thing, they had one where the Pittsburgh Penguins won a draft lottery so they could get Sidney Crosby because the Penguins were in trouble financially. But the New York Rangers could have won it, and if anybody, they would want to take care of a big city before they took care of a smaller market. But depends on who you are.
All it takes is getting the favor from the right person, I guess.
Well, yeah. We covered all those. Oh, have you guys ever heard about the Battle of the Sexes? Bobby Riggs and Billie Jean King?
No.
The tennis match back in...
Oh, yeah, I have. I did hear about that. I read about it.
Tell me about it.
Everybody's always said. Bobby Riggs challenged Billie Jean King, man versus woman, 70... I want to say it was 77 or 73. But Riggs had absolutely destroyed a gal overseas. And then he came over to America, played Billie Jean King, and she beat him. But Jesus,
was it a good match at least?
I think she beat him pretty handily.
Wow, good for her.
Pretty much, yeah.
I hate when you got an asshole coming in. I'm going to be. It's kind of like Andy Kaufman, but real life. You know what I mean? I only fight women.
It's kind of like that old show we used to have where you guys all told me that Ronda Rousey could beat up guys.
I never said that.
I'm sorry. You and I agreed that she would get throttled.
I think anybody with half a brain would think that.
I thought the same thing. Those guys were dead set on thinking.
Well, I think it's because at the time Joe Rogan was saying that same kind of crazy shit. I think Ronda Rousey can knock out the 145 champion or whatever. Come on, dude.
Joe Rogan was saying crazy shit. Get out of town.
Yeah, get out the door. Right.
Yeah, 130-pound lady could beat a 170-pound guy.
Hey, man.
I just thought.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
That's a
the Super Bowl blackout was a conspiracy to keep the game close.
I heard about that one, too. That was pretty nuts.
Yeah. Jordan's flu game, which has always been rumored that he got bad pizza from people in Utah. Super Bowl 3.
He still scored something like 30 points even being sick, right?
45.
It was a bunch of points.
38 points, I'm sorry. Yeah, dude's a fucking freak. Super Bowl 3 was fixed.
100?
Joe Namath. You guys know who Joe Namath is?
I've heard of him.
Philadelphia Eagles, right?
Yeah, except New York Jets.
Close enough. Same country.
Jets, Colts.
That's true.
They say it was thrown by Earl Morrall, and it was thrown so they could get more interest in the league in that particular game. I've always thought that game was fixed just based on everything everybody said. Oh, Tyson and Douglas was fixed.
Oh, whenever Tyson's first big loss, right, or his first loss period.
Yeah.
I think from what I heard, it was he had shit just going around in his life, and he was distracted, from what I understand. But
that's the way I understand it.
But people think he just threw it. Why would Tyson ever throw anything?
Shitty training. He's getting worked on in the corner. They had a condom filled with ice water to hold on his eye because his eye was getting busted up. Yeah, a condom. Like you put on your thing.
I get you. But
you mean your dick?
Yeah.
Oh. Don't they use like
I
metal?
curse enough.
Like really cool pieces of metal for that?
Yes, you use a cool pad.
Why do you have
to
a
keep
rubber
it-
on his head?
Because these guys didn't know what the fuck they were doing. He had a bunch of his buddies training him. He went over thinking he was going to knock Buster Douglas out. Didn't train. Fuck
Sounds like he
everything
just
that
got
moved.
cocky, fucking and didn't take it seriously and got the shit knocked out of him.
And just
But people think
actually
it's true, huh?
knocked Douglas out, but they missed the count in the match. So there's a lot of conspiracies that go on about that.
What do you have to say about this? Broncos, and I have no clue the context here. Broncos threw their SB Super Bowl against Seattle. There's no way Manning could ever be worked like that, ever.
Ooh, thank you.
So you agree with that, huh?
No, they got worked.
They got
They got
no,
their
I
ass
definitely don't. They just got the shit beat out of them.
handed to them.
But I appreciate the sentiment. Type of thing.
Yeah.
Jordan Heiser mentions one, and I had heard about this too. Cal Ripken Jr.'s Ironman streak saved by an intentional blackout. So, like, they pulled the power to the
There's
stadium.
two stories.
Kevin
behind that.
Costner.
Yeah, there's the Kevin Costner story, which he vehemently denies.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Of course he would.
Let me get you some background.
I've read that
here.
about Cal
Banging
Ripken's old
Cal
lady.
Ripken. Yeah, they say Cal actually walked in on him.
Found
Yeah.
his wife in bed with actor Kevin Costner.
couldn't,
So distraught he couldn't play.
Yeah, couldn't play that day.
Fake electrical problem.
Yeah, from what I understand, that is completely categorically false, but it's a fun story.
Well, if Costner denied it, that maybe that's his best acting job ever.
Ooh, he was great.
Slow burn.
He was great in Waterworld. Just gonna throw that out there.
Cool.
Kevin Costner?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In Waterworld?
Yeah.
Nobody's ever seen that movie, right?
I love that movie.
Dry land, it's not a myth.
It's true. I've seen it.
Oh, and one
He
of the
had
ones,
fins, remember?
Gills.
Jimmy. This is a good one to end on.
Hoffa.
Jimmy Hoffa's buried in
Giant Stadium.
underneath Meadowlands.
Yeah. I don't believe that.
Yeah,
It wouldn't surprise me. Concrete shoes, man. That shit happened.
How deep are they pouring the concrete under the end zone, and why so deep?
Well, I've always heard he was buried in a pillar.
Oh.
You know,
Still.
I don't know if you've ever seen what the Meadowlands.
Yeah, those
look
things.
like.
They have those giant fucking
Oh,
columns.
well,
yeah.
that's what the whole top.
Well, almost all these giant stadiums have those same big ass fucking concrete pillars.
Mm-hmm.
That I could see. Just toss them in, pour it, and go. But I'd be afraid that like maybe his arm would be touching the border of it, you know, and like some of his sleeve would be hanging out.
Oh, I'm sure they cut him up.
Oh, that's a good point too. Man, you're a fucking creepy guy, Corey.
It's the union, man.
Like I'm sure they cut him. I would cut him up.
Well,
They probably fucking spread him out in many pillars.
haven't you?
He got his head in this pillar, his leg in that pillar.
Do you watch CSI? Oh, wait a minute. Never mind.
I watched it one time, a long time ago, and they were doing something about. We talked about it earlier.
I know that was my joke.
Haha.
God, man, what'd you guys eat before we got in here?
Somebody came around with these fucking brownies, and he said they were normal.
But I don't believe it.
I don't buy it either. They were
Well,
pretty
hey,
good.
Right.
that was fun at least.
Yeah, it was just a good conversation. We again, I think, shit the bed on the amount of facts we had this time. I always think that though.
It's good convo, though.
I think everybody probably wanted us to start with that gun debate and just keep going.
Probably. Eric
Yeah.
said we weren't going to talk about it, but we did for 20 minutes.
Yeah. We did. Was it that long that we talked about it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, wow. Well, sorry about that, people.
I think it was another one of those times that shows my complete ignorance on current events, which is always fun.
Yeah, sometimes you can be retarded.
Thanks. You're very sensitive.
I try.
What's coming up? I know you guys talked about you
Ooh,
did
what is
religion
coming up?
stuff. You did some
we did
hell
the
stuff.
religion.
You did some
I kind of wanted to do
chemtrails.
I wanted to do a show about hitmen. One, like some of the best hitmen ever, be it mafia or otherwise, and then get out on the dark web and try to find us a hitman.
You're
That's the
asking to get killed.
What?
You just want to see if we can procure one?
I don't actually want to hire a hitman. I just want to find the places where you could go to find a hitman.
No, you've watched enough. I've watched enough movies to know that you answer the classifieds and this and the Kansas City classifieds for a mechanic, and you tell them that it don't work like, hey bud,
That's what I'm talking about. Dark web, pal. I'm going to go on the
dark.
dark web, the Silk Road, or one of those places like that, and see if I can't find me a hitman for hire. And if he's willing, maybe even come on the show.
If I had to guess, have you ever seen Horrible Bosses?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it's great.
I bet you end up
Motherfucker
hiring a guy
Jones.
that pisses on people.
that's
Motherfucker Jones.
that's who we end
Yeah,
up
we
with.
look for a guy with who does wet work.
I mean, I don't know if a hitman show's okay. Though.
All right, we'll keep that one on the burner.
All right.
What are you thinking?
I don't know.
All right, we'll have to figure it out. Pull the audience or something.
Yeah, we'll be at a.
God, man, they keep coming.
No,
up
we'll only miss one show for Vegas. We'll only miss one show at the beginning of April. We're gonna miss, right?
By the way, all your guys' stuff in the chat is very good stuff. Doc Ellis throwing a no hitter on LSD. Delonte West hooking up with LeBron.
That's not really
mom.
conspiracy, though.
They've
He
said
did that.
They've said that's the reason for LeBron. Fucking Delonte West was
Show
fucking
on
his
game
mom.
hackers and orgs.
What's that, Eric?
Jay wants a show on game hackers and orgs.
Maybe.
What's that mean?
I don't know. I don't know what context he's talking about there. People who cheat at video games?
I think so.
That's hardly a conspiracy, though.
I don't know anything about there being
It's a conspiracy
between Mayweather and Pacquiao. I've never heard that there was conspiracy there. Just that the fight sucked.
Oh, we need to do... Sorry, go ahead.
No, fight just sucked.
Dyatlov Pass.
The Outlaw Pass, yeah.
Dyatlov.
Let's do that one. No, fuck it. We'll go to the drawing board. We'll figure something out and announce it by Tuesday.
Agreed.
Every time I've been on, everybody always asks for one type of show, and I think it's usually about cults, isn't it?
A lot of people like paranormal, too.
Yeah.
Paranormal?
We do what we want.
What's a good paranormal topic you guys have done?
I don't know, anything on Ghost or...
Dude,
I'm going to be honest with you, and I've said it 100 times. I don't remember any show after we did it, so I couldn't tell you any good ones we've did on anything.
I won't remember this show after we did it.
That has something to do with those brownies that are normal.
You think so?
I don't know.
I hope not. That's why I couldn't read earlier, I bet.
You couldn't read earlier?
Yeah, I was trying to read, and I just couldn't read.
I didn't notice.
Hey, I'll tell you one more thing. Your guys' audience is awesome because I love your page. I get fucking
on the group?
4 million notifications a day.
Yeah, the group's great. The group's great. If you're not a member of the group, I don't know what the fuck you're doing with your life. No, but I mean, you could come check it out.
Statement.
It's Facebook.com/Surreal Talk, Cults, Conspiracies, the Paranormal of the group.
God, you killed that.
Right.
Facebook.com/group/Surreal Talk group.
Yeah, that's what I said.
There you go.
Word for word.
Yeah,
word
so
for
I mean,
word.
you could check that out. You could check out our YouTube, which is
YouTube.com/Surreal Talk Show.
Yeah, you can check us out on Twitter at
Twitter.com/Surreal Talk Show, I believe.
And you can add us.
Add us?
You can at us, you know,
like at us.
You
Yeah,
can add us.
At mention or anything like
yeah,
that.
at.
You're real good at the social media stuff.
I'm getting there.
He's going to be our social media guy, I decided, for the Surreal Talk Show.
But yeah, so go ahead and add us.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening this week. We'll be back next week with hopefully a not-so-shit show. We probably will, though.
Maybe.
All right. Catch you guys next week.
The peach rings are good. UFO ghost cultures turned into Jesus, but then they knew.
Nazi occultism, huh?
Nazi occultism would be a good one.
Yeah. You can't talk about Jewish stuff, though.
I know. It sucks. It's not that I can't. It's just that anytime I mention it, because I'm not a sensitive person. And when you talk about Jewish stuff, you have to be sensitive or else you're an anti-Semite.
What did you say?
One fucking time I said, the Jews own the media.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. That's it. What else did I say then?
All kinds of shit. I don't even recall at this point, but it wasn't just the Jews own the media. It was a lot of blanket statements about the Israeli government, the people of Israel, and I don't know, you went nuts for a while.
Don't listen to that fucker. What I said was, one time, and I admit, looking back on it, was wrong, the Jews own the media, because you can't just classify everybody in there as that. Even though the people that own the media, most of them are Jewish.
He's learned his lesson, folks.
But, I get called anti-Semitic, and I don't like that. Because I'm not. Because I have no problem with that. Like,
you know what? You said that to me. I just realized I don't like that.
I don't like it. I realize you don't like what I said, but I really don't like being called on.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
You see how you sound right now?
Excuse me?
You sound like you're like, why are they going to call me racist? Why I say racist stuff? I don't like being called racist.
I'm not trying to sound racist, bro, but...
Are we still on?
We're on YouTube.
Thank you, Jonathan C. The West Memphis show. I thought we had a good, conversation about that.
I think Rick Sanchez said it best when he said, referencing the geopolitical complexities of the region is not the same as going to a anti-Semitic place.
Yeah, I think you're full of shit because you just like that he talked about Israel in that one episode of Rick and Morty.
That's fine too.
And you talked about Israel one time in one episode.
One time, see? Mm-hmm. See, now the story changes, Corey. You see, we'll get back to the truth one of these days whenever he gets done telling his stories.
I've heard how this works these days.
How what works?
I don't know. Just how you say one thing and then everybody takes that as something and then it changes to the other.
Is that how it is? That's not how I'm taking it.
See?
All right. We're out of here. We'll catch you guys next week.
All right, see you guys. Good show, guys. Good show.